Get it!
Hi everyone. For this weekly update, or I guess this video about the workouts that I've done, I want to highlight the highlights of the week, I guess, not to sound too redundant. But on Monday was probably the biggest day of the week as far as attempts and whatnot that I did. If you watched the last video that I posted, you saw the sumo pull deadlift that I did with 535 pounds, and that's a PR for that, for a single with a hook grip, and then obviously with the straps for the two. Beyond that, I did 390 also that day for 3 singles. I failed one because I did a high bar deep squat on my first set, and I tried to do it again and it just wasn't happening. But then the last 2 reps that I did, or the sets reps, they're just singles, I did with a low bar, and those were feeling really fast. So I'm really happy with the progress of at least how that sort of weight is feeling, because usually that feels bad. I was very, also to go back to the sumo, I'm very happy with how the sumo felt. It moved a lot better than I thought it was, and I'm happy that my hook grip held up with that. It just shows that it's a lot of technique, and you can't really do much to develop it once it's already there. I didn't have any issues with my grip at all, and I haven't really been training it too much. But if you notice, to get away from the lifting, how this couch is brown, it's different than the one that I'm usually on. It's because I've moved. I'm in Akron right now, Akron, Ohio, and I'll be here for the foreseeable future, perhaps just for the summer, perhaps for the whole school year, but I'm looking for a teaching job somewhere, so I'll be here until then. And that being the case, I'll be going to a new gym to do workouts there. It's Unrivaled Fitness, I believe is what it's called. It's a place that's about 20-30 minutes from here. The nice thing with that gym is that it's a powerlifting focused gym, or cross, you can do whatever there essentially. So I can drop weights and do Olympic lifts and do all that fun stuff. So it'll be a fun experience to have, and whether it's for the summer, for the whole school year, or whatnot, it will be fun to be at a gym where I can drop weights and not feel bad or intimidating, or any of that stuff, where I was kind of in that mindset more so in the rec center at my I guess alma mater, if you want to call it that, since I am a newly graduated student. But really, Monday was probably the biggest workout. The other 2 days were just regular workouts. I've been mixing for deadlifts between sumo and conventional. I've been pulling some form of deadlift 3 times a week, which is more than I ever see anyone ever do online anywhere, or anyone in my personal life. So I'm going to assume that's out of the ordinary to deadlift 3 times a week, as well as squat 3 times a week, sometimes more, because on the days where I practice Olympic lifts, those end up being some light squatting as well. So I guess 4 times a week. So I do tons of crazy volume, but I'm able to withstand it because I do a lot of mobility work. I stretch every single day. I do soft tissue stuff. All of that sort of stuff, and I think that helps a lot. And also, pulling sumo more helps my back, and that's probably the biggest variable that I have, is how good my back holds up during the deadlifts. So by pulling sumo, but it's less strain on my back and more on my hips, so I'm able to withstand it a lot better than if I were to pull conventional all the time. Plus, it gives me a better differentiation between that, and it gives me just, I think, better gains, which is what we all really want. But as I move closer to August, I will be doing a lot more conventional, a lot, it will be progressing along with the program, but I want to focus more conventional once I get to that point, because there's a powerlifting meet, and I forget where it's called, and if I have the link, and I'll put it in the description down below, but it's an online powerlifting meet, and it's something I actually heard about on a podcast that is run in part by one of the professors at my alma mater, and they had a guest on talking about this, or someone that's on there normally. Someone that was on the podcast is on there, and it's called Iron Radio, and I don't know if any of you listen to podcasts or any of that. I'll also put a link to that down below, so if you want to check that out. Very informative. All the people on it are doctors in exercise science, and they just talk about research and ideas and what they do with their own personal training, or within their own personal lives related to that. Very good information. So I'd highly recommend checking that out, because I really enjoy listening to podcasts if I'm just sitting on the bike, or if I'm stretching or something where I don't really want to watch anything. Just listen to it. It's something I never really listened to podcasts too much before, but it's something I think the past couple months I've been really getting into a lot more. So check both of those out. The online powerlifting meet, it's 5 weeks, and each week you do one of the lifts, and it also has the 2 Olympic lifts in it, so that's what the other 2 weeks are for. You have to submit the video, all the directions and stuff are on there, but it's like $20, and I'm trying to get all my friends to do it, and I think it'd be cool if some people that follow any of my stuff online would also do it. just to see what we could do as a community, or to be able to share that on the interwebs. So and that's really about it that I have to share. I mean, I could talk about all the specific stuff that I did, but if you go to my Photocracy, you can see all that stuff, and I can ramble on for 20 minutes about the specifics of each thing that I did, but I really don't want to edit that all. I took a lot of video clips, and I'll be frank, I'm just feeling lazy. I want to highlight the heavy stuff that I did, because that's 390 and 535 are the heaviest that I've went on the squats and deadlifts for a while. Heaviest for bench I've went since I started Shaco was 255, and that felt good. And I don't know if it goes back up next week. I'm bad. I didn't prepare for this video at all, but I know next week it goes back down. It doesn't have heavy singles, I'm pretty sure. But I'm really happy with the progress I've been making, and I feel really good on the program. I think the biggest thing is not that Shaco's magical, is that I'm doing high sets, low reps, and that is really benefiting me to being able to handle heavier weights, and to be able to do more sets, and to do with good form more of the time than I have been before, when I stay under 5 reps. And it's just something that I want to do. But personally, I guess more on a personal note, I'll be taking about 2 weeks off at some point, because I'm going to get some surgery, because I have minor gynecomastia, and that's usually something people get from steroids or from being really fat, but I was lucky and I got it from puberty. So not only did I have to deal with being shy, awkward, and pasty white and skinny and all that fun shenanigans, I also had to deal with having gynecomastia essentially since I started puberty, and it's gotten better since then, and it's gotten to a lower level, but it's basically plateaued now, and I want to get it taken care of and just get it out of there, so I can not be self-conscious about being outside without my shirt on, because you can see me, I am really, really white, and the fact that I never take off my shirt means that me without my shirt on is really, really, really white. As white as I appear now, there is another shade that is underneath this shirt, and you'd be surprised, I'm actually whiter under there. I know I'm not just this. It can get whiter than this. It's surprising. But I'll have that. So for those 2 weeks, I won't be doing any heavy lifting, but I'm going to utilize those 2 weeks to my advantage to fully rest up, get my joints and everything all healed up as much as it can during those 2 weeks. So until I have that, and I don't have a set date for the procedure yet, but I'm going to be going ham in the weight room with that assumption that I'll have those 2 weeks. So if I would get a little dinged up or something, then I have 2 weeks to kind of recover from that. During those 2 weeks, I'm just going to do light stuff as much as I can do based on what the doctor tells me. But I also want to give blood during that 2 weeks, because it's something I've only done once in my life, and I want to do it again. I'm just narcissistic to the point where I don't want to miss a workout because I give blood, and it's a bad reason, but it's the reason why I don't. I'm like, I want to lift today. I don't want to have to give blood, and I want to lift tomorrow, so I don't want to whatever effect from giving blood. And during those 2 weeks, I won't have to worry about that. So I'll be able to give blood one time and be able to let everything recover. So I'm assuming that all will go well, and if you're also inclined, I can talk more about that when it actually happens. I'm assuming most of you probably won't worry too much about that and just want to see the weights and whatnot. And of course, I'll be still sharing all that stuff. And yeah, and that's really about it. So if you have any questions about anything that I've talked about, or about the powerlifting meet, and that's going to be online in August, then you can click the link down below. Iron Radio, I said I'd put that down below. Any other specific questions about what I'm doing or how I'm programming or any of that sort of stuff, please let me know. I love to help out anyone that's watching this with what I'm doing. And like I mentioned before, everything that I do is specifically put on Photocracy, with notes of different variations that I do that are included on there, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. But if you go there and you have any questions, like I said, let me know. And that's really about it. So as always, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.